Hello friends, today we are going to learn something about genetic variation. As we look around us, we realize that no two persons are exactly alike. There may be similarities in facial features, body structure, behavior, attitude or mentality, but it is very clear that living beings show an incredible amount of variation in their physical appearances or phenotype. It is also well known that our characteristics, our phenotype, are controlled by our genetic makeup of our genes. We have studied earlier that everything we are depends upon the information stored in the DNA that makes up our genes. This therefore indicates that any change or variation in our traits result from variation in the genes. Genetic variation accounts for the vast diversity we observe around us among varied forms of life. This has been a subject of intense investigation amongst earlier biologists and geneticists in this area of biotechnology, inducing genetic variation to achieve a desirable characteristic is a focal point of research and technological development. Although Mendel gave us the basic laws to understand inheritance of characters, scientists working after Mendel tried to re-establish his laws and findings, but often were faced with variation and deviation from the expected phenotypes and genotypes as given by Mendel. This led early biologists to propose new theories to explain genetic variation beyond Mendel's law. Thomas Hunt Morgan, one of the greatest scientists in the field of genetics, carried out experiments using Drosophila melanogaster as a model to verify the chromosomal theory of inheritance and to understand the phenomenon of genetic variation. He chose this fruit fly model since Drosophila have few genes and clear traits that can be observed under a simple light microscope. Morgan carried out dihybrid crosses to study how genes on the X chromosome were segregated and inherited. Morgan observed that when two genes were located on the same chromosome nearby each other, the proportion of the parental gene combinations found in the next generation were much higher than the non-parental type new variant combinations. Morgan postulated that two such genes appeared to be linked and inherited together and coined the term linkage for this phenomena. Further, Morgan noticed that there were variations from the parental type gene combinations, and he explained this phenomenon as recombination. Recombination describes the process where new combination of genes appear on the chromosome of the next generation as compared to the parental sets. These variations are due to the mechanism of crossing over between two homologous chromosomes that take place during meiosis to bring two pairs of genes in new non-parental location on the chromosome. This is then passed on to the next generation. Morgan also demonstrated that genes for some traits like the white eye and miniature wing form in Drosophila were more often inherited in variant, non-parental combinations and were less linked. There were other traits, however, that preferentially were inherited in the same combinations. This natural phenomenon of recombination as crossing over occurs between non-sister chromatids of two homologous chromosomes, causing an exchange between their genes result in the new combination of genes on the chromosomes. Characters are therefore expressed in the offspring in new combinants differing from their parents. This results in genetic variation in the new generation. Moving on to mutations. Mutations are other genetic phenomena that results in the expression of new and varied phenotypic expressions. A gene mutation is a permanent change in the DNA sequence that make up a gene. Mutations range in the size from a single DNA building block, that is a DNA base, to a large segment of the chromosome. Gene mutations occur in two ways. They can be inherited from a parent or acquired during a person's lifetime. Mutations that are passed from parent to child are called hereditary mutations or germline mutations because they are present in the ova and sperm cells, which are also called germ cells. This type of mutation is present throughout a person's life in virtually every cell in the body. Mutations that occur only in an ovum or sperm cells or those that occur just after fertilization are called as new or de novo mutations. De novo mutations may explain genetic disorders in which an affected child has a mutation in every cell but has no family history of the disorder. Acquired or somatic mutations occur in the DNA of an individual's cells at some time during a person's life. These changes can be caused by environmental factors such as ultraviolet radiations from the sun, or can occur if a mistake is made as DNA copies itself during the cell division. Acquired mutations in somatic cells, that is the cells other than spermatozoa and ova, cannot be passed on to the next generation. Some genetic changes are very rare, others are common in the population. So, genetic variations that occur in more than 1% of the population are called as polymorphisms. They are common enough to be considered a normal variation in the DNA. Polymorphisms are responsible for many of the normal differences between people such as eye color, hair color or a blood type. Mutations lead to variations in the DNA with resultant variation in the genetic traits. Mutations are therefore alterations in the sequence of DNA which alters the code carried by the DNA. This results in an altered mRNA which translates into a variant protein. The change in the phenotype thus results in a change in the phenotype. Mutations may therefore be loss, that is deletions, or a gain, that is insertions or duplications of a segment of the DNA which can be visualized under microscope as alterations in the chromosome structure. Since genes are located on the chromosomes, such mutations or chromosomal aberrations significantly affect the function, transcription or translation of the genes, leading to the expression of new, altered or variant characters. Mutations arise due to a change in the coding sequence on the DNA which is governed by a nitrogen base type and order in the DNA molecule. A single nitrogen base in a DNA nucleotide may be changed, and this is termed as a point mutation. Moving on to the types of point mutations, in 1959 Ernst Fries explained two main types of point mutations. Transitions, that is a replacement of purine base with another purine or a replacement of pyrimidine with another pyrimidine. Transversions, which is a replacement of purine with pyrimidine or vice versa. Transition mutations are about 10 times more common than transversions. Types of mutations based on functions are: 1. Nonsense mutation, which code for a stop which can truncate the protein. A nonsense mutation converts an amino acid codon into a termination codon. This causes the protein to be shortened because the stop codon interrupting its normal code. How much of the protein is lost determines whether or not the protein is still functional. Missense mutations, which code for a different amino acid. A missense mutation changes a code so that a different protein is created, a non-synonymous change. Frameshift mutation, which causes a change in the reading frame, leading to the introduction of unrelated amino acid into the protein, generally followed by a stop codon. A classical example of how such point mutation results in variation is the mutations associated with the globin gene. For example, in sickle cell anemia, change of a single base alters the genetic code. The gene defect is a known mutation of a single nucleotide, that is, single nucleotide polymorphism or SNP, from A to T of the beta globin gene, which results in glutamic acid being substituted by valine at position 6. Hemoglobin with this mutation is referred to as HbS as opposed to the normal adult HbA. The genetic disorder is due to the mutation of a single nucleotide from a CTC to a CAG codon on the coding strand, which is transcribed from the template strand into a GUG codon. This is normally a benign mutation, causing no apparent effects on the secondary, tertiary or quaternary structure of the hemoglobin in conditions of normal oxygen concentration. What does it allow for when the conditions of low oxygen concentration is the polymerization of HbS itself. The deoxy form of hemoglobin exposes a hydrophobic patch on the protein between E and F helices. The hydrophobic residues of code strand for glutamic acid, which is replaced by valine. The result is a variant protein, a variant form of globin which has a lower oxygen carrying capacity. The second major type of mutation involves large-scale changes in chromosome structure and can affect the functioning of numerous genes, resulting in major phenotypic consequences. Such chromosomal mutations or abnormalities can involve deletion or insertion of several contiguous genes, inversion of genes on a chromosome, or the exchange of large segments of DNA between non-homologous chromosomes. Deletions, insertions or duplication of base pair in the normal sequence of DNA causes frame shift mutations. As a result, when this altered code is translated, different amino acids are added instead into the protein being synthesized, and hence an anomalous protein, a variant or a new protein is produced. Since proteins are largely responsible for controlling the expression of phenotype, such variant protein result in variation of the expressions of the phenotype. However, it must be remembered that the source of such variation is genetic. There are several agents, chemical and physical, that affect the DNA, causing changes in its structure. These agents which induce mutations in the DNA are called mutagens. For example, ultraviolet radiations can affect the DNA such that thymine forms bond with an adjacent thymine instead of with an adenine nitrogen base. Such thymine-thymine dimers cannot be recognized by the enzymes for replication or transcription. Such minute changes in the DNA consequently alter the protein structure and function, producing a variant phenotype or trait. Let's move on to newer concepts of genetic variation. Systematic studies of various characters, their expression in each generation, and the significant variation in the expression of these traits have aroused the curiosity of scientists through the years. An in-depth study of certain traits, such as the vast array of hair or skin color and the factors that control these traits, have led to the reasoning that most traits are the outcome of sequence of biochemical reactions culminating in the formation of an end product which determines a particular trait. For example, production of the pigment eumelanin or pheomelanin is the result of series of biochemical reaction, each catalyzed by an enzyme. Beadle and Tatum gave us the one gene, one enzyme theory, which helps us to understand that since many enzymes catalyze the reactions for the formation of product, several genes which code for these enzymes are also responsible for the development of the same trait. This led to the realization that certain characters are under the control of many genes, or they are polygenic traits. The identification of several genes which control and determine the expression of certain characters, that is height, eye color, skin colors, intelligence, diabetes mellitus, etc., has led to the fact that genetic variation can now be explained due to the interaction and coordination of several genes. Each gene works in an additive manner. The expression of each gene results in a protein which is necessary for the final expression of the character. Any change in the expression of one gene among the many polygenes controlling a character could therefore result in a variation in the phenotype. This is another instance of genetic variation leading to newer variant observable traits, often termed as continuous variation in a population. The phenomenon of multiple alleles also accounts for diversity and variation in the phenotypic expression of a trait. Multiple alleles arise from small mutations in the gene sequence of the original wild type allele, and hence a single gene may have more than 2 alleles in a given population. Each individual has only 2 alleles for a gene, and therefore varied combination of these many alleles results in different expressions of the trait depending upon which 2 alleles occur in the offspring. Moving on to the molecular basis of genetic variation, in this molecular era, the focus has been on understanding variant expressions of a gene based on 2 features: changes in the structure of gene, that is the gene sequence, and changes in the gene function, that is the expression of the gene. Changes in the sequence of a gene have been extensively investigated. It is well known and has been mentioned earlier under mutations that a single base change could alter the protein product of the gene mutations. Single nucleotide polymorphisms, that is SNPs, trinucleotide repeats, that is TNR, deletions in the sequence have been identified associated with various altered phenotypes and diseased conditions. More recently, analysis studies of variation of genetic traits has centered around gene expression and its regulation. This epigenetic approach follows the gene during transcription, RNA splicing and translation. At each event, various factors control the manner in which the gene is expressed. Variation in the gene expression could result from several mechanisms. Rearrangement of gene segments alters the transcription sequence and result in manifold combinations that yield many different proteins or expressions. This epigenetic approach follows the gene during transcription, RNA splicing and translation. At each event, various factors control the manner in which the gene is expressed. Example, gene rearrangements results in genetic diversity leading to the production of millions of different types of antibodies. Different patterns of methylation or addition of newer methyl groups to the cytosine moieties in the regulatory sequence of a gene confuses the RNA polymerase enzyme, which then stops the transcription, switching off the genes. low molecular weight proteins or transcription factors which bind to regulatory sequence of a gene can turn on or off the synthesis of a protein, producing sometimes more quantity of protein. After transcription, when the non-coding regions are cut off from the nascent RNA, the coding segments are joined to synthesize the mRNA. This exact message of codons in the mRNA determines the final protein. Very often, alternate splicing results in cutting out some more exons than usually spliced. The protein then produced will vary from the original protein and often result in a new expression of the gene. There are several regulatory controls that operate during translation. Also, collectively, all the mechanisms contribute to genetic variation with manifestation of visible change in the gene expression, that is genetic variation. If we want to know how genetic variations occur, we must analyze how mutations occur, and for that detailed sequencing and analysis of the DNA is imperative. The answer to this question is closely linked to the molecular details of how both DNA and the entire genome are organized. Recent advances in the molecular biology have introduced several high throughput sensitive techniques to study and investigate the molecular changes in DNA that contribute to genetic variation. Hence, in recent times, the precise DNA change can be identified and correlated with the phenotypic variations that we observe.
Let us summarize the talk. Living beings show immense variation in their physical appearances or phenotype, which results in variation in the traits. Since genes are located on the chromosomes, the chromosomal theory of inheritance was proposed to understand the phenomenon of genetic variation. Morgan stated that two such genes were inherited together and coined the term linkage for this phenomenon. Instead, the non-parental type new variant combinations were found when genes located far apart crossed over and recombined. Morgan noticed that there were variations from the parental type gene combinations, and he explained this phenomenon as recombination. Mutations are other genetic phenomenon that result in the expressions of new and varied phenotypic expressions. Mutations range in size from a single DNA building block, that is DNA base, to a large segment of a chromosome. They can be inherited from a parent or acquired during a person's lifetime. Genetic variations that occur in more than 1% of the population are called polymorphisms. Chromosomal aberrations lead to altered functions, that is transcription or translation of the genes. The characters which are under the control of many genes are termed as polygenic traits. Thus, genetic variation in the phenotype of a living being is the outcome of several specific genetic phenomena.